Yo guys, what's up? It's your man, J.K. Prime Time, back here with another video. Now, in the past half an hour, well, the past couple hours, but it ended about half an hour ago at the time of this recording. At 3 o'clock, the NBA trade deadline ended. Now, this, if you have a Twitter and you're following many of the NBA, any NBA insider, your Twitter is blowing up right now as we speak because the amount of trades that have gone on is the most that it has been in a couple years. I don't think I've ever witnessed. I've been a basketball fan for a little bit now, good 6 years. And in the past 5 to 6 years, this is the biggest trading deadline that I've experienced like ever at all. It's never been this big. To start off the day, which was really the first trade of the day, it was a smaller trade, but the Nuggets traded Aaron Afflalo to the Portland Trail Blazers for a first-round pick and 5, lesser-known players. Not as known. You got guys like Thomas Robinson and guys of that nature, guys who are bench players who don't get many minutes. Also, the next trade that happened was that the Nuggets traded JaVale McGee, Mr. No Basketball IQ himself, to the 76ers for a first-round pick in the deal. There might have been another player involved, but really it's the first-round pick. This trade for Denver, I give it an A. JaVale, he's done okay, but he's had injuries. He's getting paid money. He's not worth it at all to keep. And to get a first-round pick out of it from the 76ers, which I guarantee you will be a high pick, or just a good pick in general. So that's definitely a big one. Even if it's one from its playoff team, it's still better than JaVale McGee. I would take that. Now another one, which is not as known, it's not as cared about. It's two very little known players. But the Kings traded Ramon Sessions for Andre Miller. This, I don't know, I'd give it like a C+. I mean, this is not really any big thing. They're both similar players. Ramon Sessions is a little bit more athletic. Andre Miller's a straight-up passing point guard, one of the best to do in the league. So that one, I can't really say much about. Now, next trade, which for me, as a Brooklyn Nets fan, any other Brooklyn Nets fan out here watching the video, you're going to like this one. The Timberwolves and Nets made trade. KG got sent to the Timberwolves for Thad Young. This one, I give a B, a B+. Now, I like it because, again, KG, he's older. He's like $11 million getting paid this year. He's getting paid like $11 million this year. He's 38. He's old. He has like 6.5 points, 6.5 rebounds. Decent stats. Thad Young, what he brings to the team is, he's a face-up guy. He's a face-up guy. He's athletic. He's a little small for the position, but he's younger. He has a little bit of a longer-term contract, but again, the yearly, it's not as much as Garnett, so I do save a tad bit of cap room. And overall, I like it for the Timberwolves. It brings that nostalgia because, number one, KG had to accept the trade. He's one of the 6 players in the league with no trade clause, so they had to go through him first, and he was okay with it. I think it's good for him because he gets to finish off his career with the legacy of coming back and retiring as a Timberwolf, the team that drafted him out of high school. The next trade, which is a big one, especially for the NBA playoff race in the Eastern Conference. The Suns sent Goran Dragic to the Miami Heat. Now, for Danny Granger and 2 first-round picks. Now, this, for the Heat, I give it an A. Goran Dragic, he's a great point guard. That's something that they needed, especially because with the team, they're solid at shooting guard with Dwayne Wade for now. Small forward, they're solid with Luol Deng. Center, or power forward, they have Chris Bosh. Center, they have Hassan Whiteside, who has come out of nowhere, almost like a Linsanity, but not as hyped as Linsanity, but again, another decent player. And with Goran Dragic, that shores up their team, especially that point guard spot, because that was their one weakness. And the Suns, I'll get to them in a second. Actually, the next trade involves the Suns and them getting a point guard. So basically what they did is this trade involves 3 teams. It involves the Bucks, the 76ers, and Milwaukee. The Bucks, the Suns, and the 76ers. That is better. My apologies. So the Bucks send Brandon Knight, who has had a great season this year, to Phoenix. So already the Phoenix Suns have replaced Isaiah Thomas with Brandon Knight. Michael Carter-Williams, who's on Philadelphia, Miles Plumlee, and Tyler Ennis all go to Milwaukee. For this trade, Phoenix, I give them a B-. I mean, it's hard to tell. They basically don't lose anything. Brandon Knight, again, is athletic. Not much of a knockdown shooter as Isaiah Thomas. He's a tad bit more height, but they're similar players. They're probably going to play the six-man spot, or they're going to stay with the 2-point guard thing with Dragic, and what Dragic and Bledsoe used to do. Instead, they'll use Bledsoe and Knight. Now, for Milwaukee, this is a good trade. Philadelphia, I give them a D. This trade was horrible. They lose Michael Carter-Williams. They basically get nothing at all. Nothing at all in return out of this. They lose their starting point guard. So, unless they want JaVale McGee to be their starting point guard, I don't know what they're going to do. Tony Wroten, I guess that's good for Tony Wroten because Tony Wroten is a guy who's done his scoring-wise good as a starter, so we're going to have to see how that goes. Milwaukee, they get some young players. Miles Plumlee, he's kind of like a Larry Sanders. He's defensive, can rebound. He kind of replaced what Larry Sanders did, which Larry Sanders just left recently of a buyout. Tyler Ennis, he's a developmental point guard. Get to see how that goes. The next trade, again, involves the Suns. So the Suns send Isaiah the Suns send Isaiah Thomas to the Celtics for Marcus Thornton and the first-round pick. This trade is interesting. I'll give it a B. It's, B-. They get rid of Isaiah Thomas, but again, they got Brandon Knight, so Brandon Knight can either take Goran Dragic or the position of Isaiah Thomas and what they met on the team. Marcus Thornton, he's a shooting. He could be their starting shooting guard. He could shoot. He's a little bit of athleticism. He's undersized still, but they also get that first-round pick, which I guess isn't that bad. It's a Cavs pick, so it's probably going to be late. But, I mean, it's an okay trade. I think Marcus Thornton, I don't know 100%, but I have a feeling he's a 1 year. He only has 1 or 2 years, so he doesn't have that long-term of a deal. Isaiah Thomas' deal is a little bit more long-term. Another one, which is a big one, which is a guy from the Thunder, Reggie Jackson. As of probably yesterday afternoon, he finally showed from sources that he wanted to be traded, and that's what happened. He was traded from the Thunder, to the Pistons. Interesting trade. He got traded from the Thunder to the Pistons. So Reggie Jackson comes in for the Pistons. He replaces what Brandon Jennings is doing right now, so definitely be a starter. I actually like Reggie Jackson. He's interesting. He's done well when he started for OKC, when he's been put after the injuries early in the season to Westbrook. So we'll have to see how that goes. Now, OKC made another deal, which what they did is they ended up getting Ernest Kanter, Steve Novak, Kyle Singler, and DJ Augustine, while sending, again, Reggie Jackson. And then they also sent Kendrick Perkins to Utah. This trade, even though they're losing Reggie Jackson, I'll give it a B. Again, Ernest Kanter, he's a decent big man. He has, a little bit of a shot. I like him overall. He's like a prototypical guy. We'll see how he develops. He's still young. Steve Novak, again, he's just there probably for salary reasons. Kyle Singler, same thing. He could shoot. He's nice. DJ Augustine's interesting. He would definitely be a good backup point guard at Westbrook. He'll definitely fit that role that Jackson was in, and he'll be happy to do that. So that one I like. And again, the reason why, big reason why it's a B is because they get rid of Kendrick Perkins to Utah. Now, Utah is said to supposedly arranging a buyout to just get rid of Perkins. Perkins supposed to make like $8 million. They signed him from the Celtics. They traded him from the Celtics a couple years ago, and he hasn't done that much, especially stat-wise. He hasn't put up any big stats, so definitely he's worth getting rid of. The next trade. Now, the Heat, after getting Goran Dragic, obviously they had, some point guards. Norris Cole and Mario Chalmers on the team. They weren't doing that well. They're looking to get rid of them. So what they did is they traded Norris Cole to New Orleans for John Salmons. This I give a C. Or C+. John Salmons, aging veteran, edge of his career. He's a 1-year deal, so I think he's a 1-year deal. So that obviously helps them cap-wise. for next season, especially with D Wade going into free agency as well, possibly. New Orleans, they get Norris Cole, good backup, decent backup point guard. You know, Norris Cole's okay. It's definitely interesting. A next one, which is another nostalgia trade. The Celtics sent Tayshaun Prince back to the Pistons for Gigi Datome and Jonas Jerebko. Okay. Now, this is definitely interesting. Tayshaun Prince is back with the Pistons. He spent like all of his career with the Pistons, so now he gets to finish off, hopefully, his career there. Again, just to build that legacy up. Datome and Jerebko, I give this one a C. You're not gaining or losing. I'll give it a C+, because the Celtics are getting a little bit. They have Jerebko. He can do a little bit. Gigi Datome, he hasn't done much. He's not really known for anything too big, so I can't really say much about that. He hasn't really played, so we'll see how that goes. He's an international guy. Another trade that happened. Again, this is more, again, the 76ers just shooting themselves in the foot. They're trying to be bad as they can. Like, they're trying to get that first overall pick. I could see it. So, basically what happened is the Houston Celtics. Oh, my gosh. This is just the stress of NBA trading. But, basically, the Houston Rockets got Pablo Prigioni from the Knicks and KJ McDaniels. Now, again, for KJ McDaniels, I think what they did is they traded, what they ended up doing was they traded Isaiah Cannon and 2 picks. Isaiah Cannon, he's athletic. He's young. We'll have to see what happens with him. So, we'll have to definitely see how that goes. It's definitely an interesting move. KJ McDaniels, he's a good shooting guard. Definitely a good shooting guard. He has potential to him. Prigioni, a guy, he's 36. He's not going to do anything for you. He's just there. He's a one-year deal just to get rid of the cap on the team. I think it's a one-year deal. 76ers, for them, I give it a C. Zakin, he's okay. He's a point. At least they have a point guard now, so we could back up Tony Roten, or Tony Roten could take over. But again, they also could have Tony Roten be the shooting guard. I don't know what they're doing. I can't even, words cannot explain what the 76ers are doing. They have JaVale McGee. They're just, I don't know. And JaVale McGee is a little bit of a longer term. He gets paid, actually getting paid money, so I have no clue what the hell they're doing. The Rockets, KJ McDaniels, no, he's okay. I'm so sorry I reiterated that. Prigioni, you know. This is definitely interesting. Sorry, guys, I'm just checking to make sure if there's anything else that I ended up missing, because it's I don't know if you could tell, but looking at this, it's definitely hard to tell. Yeah. So that is the trading deadline, at least what I've gotten from recording. Right now it's 3:50. That's all the trades that have been brought down. There shouldn't be any other ones. This trade deadline has been crazy. This literally, as an NBA fan, your brain literally explodes, because like you can't even keep track of all the trades. Everyone getting moved around, place to place to place. The last thing we're going to end off with is the Nets, because me as being a Nets fan, they obviously haven't done well this year. Well, I mean, they're still in the playoff hunt, but I mean, they're still under 500. I was really hoping they got Reggie Jackson from the Thunder for Brook Lopez. I would be okay with that. You know, Brook Lopez is getting paid a lot. Reggie Jackson's not getting paid that much at all. So I'd be okay. I would have been okay with that. I like they got Thad Young. That's a good pickup. He's a good power forward. He could start. He could definitely bring something to the team. He's younger, so he fits better with the team. I think it was a good, it was okay getting rid of KG, especially for him going back to Minnesota. So I definitely think that's a good move. Guys, the most important thing, I want to know your opinions down in the comments section. This is one of the biggest trading deadlines in the past 5 years. This is one I definitely want to hear your guys, my viewers, your opinion on. This is a big trade deadline. I want to hear your opinions. I don't care what team you're a fan of. It doesn't matter. I want to hear an honest opinion. I want to hear what you guys have to say, because I always want to hear a different opinion about how they view the trading deadline and certain moves that are made. Now, after all this, oh gosh, we've gone 15 minutes. The trading deadline's been crazy. But with that, like my video, it takes 2 seconds. Like the video. I'm not gonna be one of those people asking for it, but you know, you always gotta say it. It's good to get support. It also helps me to determine what you guys want to see. Also, you want to see more content, subscribe. I know I haven't posted a video in like 2-3 weeks. I'm definitely gonna get back on it. You know, just had some things come up. We have that. Subscribe. Share this because, you know, definitely want to get good insight on things. Besides that, man, I'm out.